Hampshire versus Glamorgan playing at Southampton.
British Embassy, duty officer.
This is Nkobe. Give me Metcalf, quick.
I'm afraid they've all gone for the weekend. This is Mortimer, duty officer. Can I help?
No, there's no time. I must speak on Claire. They are sending someone to kill Standfast this week.
What? Who? Whom are they? Nkobe! Hello. Kobe? Hello?
You weren't winding me up. You really are a great cook.
Breakfasts are terrific. Kidding. Just kidding.
At least we'll soon weekend off together for once.
Not a lecture room full of post-adolescent werewolves for me tomorrow.
What should we do?
I'll pick you up around 9. And, I thought we could mosey round the picturesque county of Kent.
Garden of England and all that. Oast houses.
Hop fields.
Country pubs.
Real ale.
Hell.
It serves you right for leaving the number.
Yes.
Maggie, Mike Liebman here, Lifeline Insurance. I got something for you. Drop everything and get round here.
Liebman, I'm not in the police force now. I don't just drop everything.
You can say that again.
And I don't come round anywhere on a Friday night.
All right. I'll come round to you, wherever you are.
No, you won't. You'll go home to your wife or whatever else you do, but you won't come round here.
Maggie, this is a case you don't get every day. Promise you.
Yeah. I'll give you 5 minutes tomorrow morning. It's my best offer.
Well, I'll take it. 11:30 at the Drake's Arms.
Alan.
I know, I heard. I'll come with you.
No, you won't, love. Not till I know all about it.
You'll kill yourself in that damn thing.
Nonsense, John, dear. I'm as safe as a lark. I just popped down to Hampshire to see Lottie about the WBS carnival. Oh, there's a young man from the Home Office to see you. Judy's put him in the library.
Home Office? What the hell do they want? Good morning. What brings the Home Office out of hiding on a Saturday?
Good morning, General. Nigel Beaumont. Sorry to be a bore, but the FO have had word from their people in Xenia. The Xenians have sent someone to kill you.
Drink?
No, thank you.
I must say you don't waste words. Do we know who?
No, I'm afraid we don't.
Very well. I'll take care of it.
Forgive me, General. I think it is not something you can take care of by yourself. You need protection.
Young man, I have been expecting something like this ever since I thrashed the rebels in Xenia as head of the security forces. And then we did our usual about-face and turned them into the government. That madman they call President has never forgiven me for showing him up for the Lance Corporal that he is. I can deal with him.
With all due respect, sir, it won't be President Lloyd Mbotu who comes, but a skilled professional killer.
There are those who might describe me in such terms.
A soldier's one thing. An assassin is quite another.
Mr. Beaumont, I'm not filling my house and grounds with police in flak jackets, carrying small wirelesses and large guns. I feel a perfect fool. I'm quite capable of looking after myself.
I dare say you are, sir. But the Home Office has its duty to do too, and it would be derelict in it if it did not take precautions. I dare say there is an alternative to wall-to-wall policemen. It should suit you very well. It's a clandestine operation. Covert Activities Thames Section.
I have heard of something of the kind.
It's a small but highly effective operation. You wouldn't know they were here.
I shouldn't see about that.
Then I have your permission to activate it.
I like your style, Beaumont. You do your damnedest, but I warn you, I make no distinctions. Anyone I see lurking around here, covert friend or foe, gets a dose of buckshot up the backside, if not somewhere more lethal. Understood?
Perfectly. Good day, General.
Nigel, what on earth are you doing here?
It was your friend.
James Latchmere. Childhood sweetheart. Army families. These people have the place next to us. We've descended on my parents for the weekend.
I don't want you distracted. Get rid of him.
What did you say?
Get rid of him.
There he is. Nick Griffiths, small-time bookie. Got thrown off the platform of a bus that stopped too suddenly. He claims that he injured his spine, lost the use of his legs.
And you don't think he has?
I'm sure he hasn't.
He's obviously seen all the doctors.
Well, they're the best orthopedics and neurologists in the country. He's had them all over. See, that's the trouble with backs. The patient is in the driving seat. You can't prove anything, one way or the other.
And you insure the bus company.
He's taken this for everything but the office furniture.
What makes you think he's not genuine?
Well, as I know him, he hasn't done a straight day's work in his life. He's so crooked he has to screw his hat on.
You want me to keep up on him?
Every minute. Because there'll come a time when he'll forget and he'll get out of that wheelchair. And when he does, I want that on film. Because I'd sooner watch that than Bo Derek. You see, look, he's laughing at me now.
It's absurd. The Xenian business has been over for yonks.
Lloyd Mbotu doesn't forget or forgive. He's just been waiting for the right man for the job.
Daddy will never stand for me bodyguarding him. Good God, he thinks the detective agency's a joke. He knew some of the things we really get up to.
That's the whole point. He won't know. So far as he's concerned, you're just down here spending the weekend as arranged.
Nigel.
Hmm?
Oh, look, come with me.
Flowers in the gun room, I have never understood.
No, you wouldn't, dear. What did the nice young man from the Home Office want?
Oh, not much. Well, I suppose I better tell you. Lloyd Mbotu sent someone over here to take a pot shot at me.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. I've never heard a man make so much noise eating soup. Well, we'd better mount up, as dear John Wayne used to say. Where's my box lock?
Yeah. Why you insist in shooting a gun with one eye closed, I'll never know.
Oh, my father did. He was the best shot in England.
Why is it you always win every argument with me?
Well, probably because I make most of mine up as I go along.
Not a word to Pru, mind.
No, of course not. No.
I feel absurd.
You're really quite vain, aren't you? You honestly expect me to protect Daddy in terrain like this?
The government has spent a great deal of money on you, Prudence. You're trained to a hair. You could run down a Maasai warrior.
That would depend on how good-looking he was. Seriously, it's not on, you know.
It's you or nothing.
Very well, then, but there's one thing I insist on.
What?
James Latchmere stays. He's one of the finest guns I know, and he took in his fieldcraft with his mother's milk.
Prudence.
Look, I won't tell him anything. I just feel better having him around.
You're the boss.
Last one back cleans the tack.
Good day, sir.
They tell me there's some good fishing around here.
Yes, that's true, sir. The best stretch belongs to the General, up at the big house. But he's a bit of a terror even if you wet a rod without it by your leave. So if you want to do some fishing there, sir, I should have a word with him first.
Oh, I will have a word with the General. Can you put me up?
Yeah, I think we can manage that, sir. What's the name?
Van der Walt. Peter Van der Walt.
Peter Van der Walt. Very good, sir.
It is nice of you to treat us to lunch, James. The young aren't generally so considerate to us crumplies.
Mother, it's years before you're going to become a crumply. The moment you're just a wrinkly.
Thank you, darling. Such a sweetheart. Don't you think so, James?
Oh, she's all right.
Oh, he does gush, doesn't he? Who's from Oriel?
Let me help.
Same again, Miss Pru.
Please, Fletcher. Who's the other face over there?
Come for a bit of fishing, he says. I told him he'd better have a word with the General.
Did you give him the address?
Aye. There we are.
Thank you.
Take some time. Hope you can spare it.
Well, if it's the only way of being with you.
He's a villain, all right. I can smell it.
That's his wife.
Does she look like a wife?
It doesn't look like a bird with a dodgy back.
Exactly.
Looks like an employee.
Doing a bit of overtime.
Unpaid. Just like me.
Gonna have a ride out on Conqueror. She's getting fat.
Darling, do you really think you should?
What? I'm not gonna have some third world mugger.
Good idea. I'll come with you on Blaze.
Why not?
Why don't you go too, James? Get in a spot of pigeon shooting as well.
Aren't you coming, Pru?
No, I rather fancy a flip in the helicopter. May I, Mummy?
Of course, darling. You're a better flyer than I'll ever be.
Oh, I don't know about that. James, I know this sounds a little odd, but do you suppose you might take a rifle? The fact is, please don't tell Daddy I told you, but he's had a crank letter. Probably some harmless twit, but I would feel better.
Darling Pru. For you, anything.
I thought I might go in for a spot of pigeon potting too. I think John should. He's getting a lazy eye.
What a mum.
I think you'd better go. Do let Daddy stay in front or he'll get furious.
I should think half the county knows that.
Come on, old boy!
Chucked on this jump 100 times before.
What the deuce do you think you're playing at?
Take a look for yourself!
I'll take them, sir.
Right.
Thank you, James.
Go on.
Dreadful, dreadful people.
That's not a good Covert Activities Thames Section work.
On the contrary, covert activities probably saved your life.
What are you talking about? You did that, my girl.
Just so.
Huh? What did you... You trying to tell me...
Yes.
Your covert activities?
Part of it.
What about that damn fool detective agency?
It's not damn fool, it's rather good, but it's essentially a cover.
Did you know about this?
I had my suspicions.
Who else is in it?
A couple of other girls. We're very small.
Girls? 3 girls. I'm damned if I'm going to be bodyguarded by my own daughter. And I take grave exception to your joining that kind of operation in the first place. Women are physically and temperamentally unsuited to stresses of that kind. In short, they put themselves at risk, and they're not very good at it anyway.
I know it's bad form to mention it, but I do seem to remember you're saying something about my saving your life.
Oh, yes. Thank God you had the luck to be up in that machine.
Luck had nothing to do with it. I realized it was the best way to reconnoitre the countryside. Did you think of that, General?
Oh, I didn't take it very seriously. Some paranoid gollywog.
For heaven's sake! There are some of the sharpest, most devious brains in the world out there. You ought to know you spent enough time fighting them.
Oh?
You always jump that hedge at precisely that spot. And you're always the first over in any company.
That trap with the stakes, it was an African trick.
Well, don't see many bushmen roaming the grounds.
Father, if you're not going to take this thing seriously, they are going to get you. I mean, that's probably not the only trap they've laid. I do know what I'm talking about.
And I happen to have spent most of my adult life dodging bullets, shells, mortar fragments, grenades, and the odd 500-pound bomb. And I'm damned if I'm going to crawl into my cot and pull the blanket up because of some fuzzy-wuzzy hitman with an assegai.
You're really beastly when you're racist.
Racist? A man tried to spit me like a shish kebab. Surely I'm allowed one mild insult.
I think for the time being you should stay inside the house.
I fancied shooting some clays after lunch. That's probably what I'm going to do.
John, I really think you should listen to Pru.
Oh, thank God, James. I am beset by women. How about a game of croquet? Hi!
I'd love to. Excuse us.
Mummy?
Well, you know your father. Give him a dare and he turns into a macho cartoon.
Do you suppose this ball's going to blow up in my face?
Sorry, sir.
You're a sitting duck out here.
Not so, my dear.
Set!
Set!
A sharpshooter would have to be quite extraordinary to kill a man at 700 yards, and a genius to kill him at 1,000. As you can see, there's no cover for a sniper here.
Pull!
Paul! No!
What? Deuce!
James!
Salmon rod.
My birdie.
It was the weight of one of the cartridges. I suddenly realized it was wrong. Some of these have been tampered with. They must be filled with pellets of plastic explosive.
I mean, someone's been in the house.
Face against the truck. Hands and feet spread. No! All right. Let's start again. Come on.
You could do with a few like you in Joburg.
Who are you?
My name's Peter van der Walt.
You're trespassing. Why?
See the General? You must be his daughter.
Why didn't you come straight up to the house?
Ah, I'm an old roebuck, man. I always circle the waterhole first.
Somebody's stalking you.
Well, that's what my back hairs tell me, yeah.
What did you want with my father?
Oh, we're having one or two problems in our part of the world. You may have heard. The kind your father's very good at dealing with.
If you'd taken the trouble, you'd have noticed my father has spent his career fighting rebels, not black people.
We South Africans know a real man when we see one.
Oh, God, you're obnoxious. You better come up to the house. You first.
At sundown, sweetheart. After I've shaken the opposition! I'll be back.
My hero.
Pru, it isn't just some harmless twit, is it?
You were right to know, James. I'll tell you as much as I can. You've probably guessed most of it already. All right?
All right.
Climb up the drain pipe. Take a snap through the bedroom window.
Last time I was on bedroom duty, I got the wrong couple.
Okay, so what's the next move, Mrs. Holmes?
Dunno. Frankly, Watson, I'm stumped.
What we need is a devious scheme.
You got one up your sleeve?
Yeah. I suggest we should appeal to his better nature.
No sign of our South African hard man. Perhaps assassins are like everybody else these days, on strike.
Tulitho! And watch out for someone. Mtoto Wakanara. Easy here. Sleeper.
Tulitho. Heard the name somewhere. Manibian. It's one of their Cuban-trained killers.
An eye. Heard of him?
Well, it looks as if we have two killers, not one.
A sleeper, he said. We have no Africans in the village.
He needn't be living here.
The question is, did Letho mean to kill this chap? Or mistake him for me?
I think he came to get you. And Vanderbilt, on his recruiting drive, got in the way. And now we know there are two of them, I really do think we should get some more help.
I think we've got enough firepower to take care of a couple of Delitho ourselves. What would the Colonel have said, James?
My father would have checked his cartridges and kept it in the family, sir.
Precisely. Now, can we get rid of this without telling the police?
Yes.
Good. This is what we do.
Daddy, let me make it quite clear. I'm in command here. If you still doubt that, phone Nigel Beaumont at the Home Office.
Gladys, get her down.
Me?
Well, I can't, can I?
Bloody hell.
Don't worry. Come on in.
Right in.
No, come on in. Put your arm around me. Don't worry about that. Come on. Right. You okay?
Yeah. You ever thought of joining the fire brigade? You're a natural.
Come on, lad. Give me the kit. That's it. I got it. Oh, that's right. Okay, one of these days, Nick Griffiths.
Don't be like that. Your rear view was a sight for sore eyes.
Suppose I just decided to take off and leave you here, eh?
Oh, you wouldn't do that to a poor cripple, would you? Nice, kind-hearted girl like you. Mush!
Is that all right, miss?
No, love. It's far from all right. Still, you earned your quid.
Ta.
So he hasn't got a better nature. What next?
Plan B.
And what's that?
No idea. Perhaps I'll get one at the bedding office.
Any luck, Nigel?
None. All the ports and airports are sealed off. Delitho doesn't seem to have made a run.
I think my father was his real target. I think he's still after him.
Or he's simply lying low until we've gone stale.
I'm going to proceed on my assumption.
Prudence, if you find him, he must be a mine of information.
Don't worry, Nigel. I shall take him alive, if he lets me.
We have the show at Brighton for the Claydon handicap. 3-1 Prince Ham, 4-1 Viceroy Boy, 11-2 Dr. Duck, 13-2 Shanks's Pony, 8-1 Sudden Impact, 10-1 April Fool, 14-1 More or Less, 20-1 Bar. The SP for the TBS handicap, Billy's Tongue, 4-1, The Dodger, 13-2, Snippet, 10-1.
Let's have it then.
Freeboot at 2:30 at Chepstow. 50p each way.
Oh, last of the big spenders, eh?
That's for my mum. She's a pensioner.
Oh, well, Freeboot is favourite, love. It's not worth an each way bet.
Oh, well, right then, quid to win.
Do you want to pay the tax now?
No.
Hey, you!
You talking to me?
I know who you are. Clocked you in the Drake's Arms talking to that tick on the hide of humanity Leapman. You're sussing me out, aren't you?
Am I?
Look, if you're hoping I'm suddenly going to take up my bed and walk, you better join the Seventh-day Adventists. It's persecution, that's what it is. Now get out, before I have you for harassment.
Let me give you a tip, Mr. Griffiths. Faker's Folly, 4:15. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well?
You spotted me.
That makes it even more difficult.
No, not really. You can take over.
You mean take over the case?
Plan B. I know what it is now.
Has it occurred to you, Maggie, that he might be genuine?
No.
But suppose he is really disabled. What you're doing is immoral.
Cheating the insurance is immoral. Our premiums go up, remember?
Oh, you're still thinking like a copper?
Do you want me to take you back to the Polly?
Tell me about Plan B.
What have you found?
Seems to have been a list of names. There's only one left that's readable. Guess.
Toto Wakanari?
Daddy, I really think you shouldn't go on Wednesday.
Rubbish.
Here we're on our own ground. We have the advantage. There we have no edge.
Rubbish again. It's an important passing out parade. Maybe those chaps know their stuff.
But it's not their kind of stuff, don't you see?
I have been promised to them for 3 months. I cannot let men like that down now.
I do wish you'd listen to Pru, darling.
I'm sorry, my dear. I've never allowed myself to be intimidated in my life, and I'm not about to start.
Very well. I can't stop you going. But I warn you, I shall come with you.
You'll do nothing of the kind. I'm not going to be minded in public by a girl.
I'm sorry. I have the authority to insist, and I do insist.
Very well. Mind me and be damned. But I'm still going.
Cabin's caper has fallen at the fourth, and it's not easy. Young Lofty, Mount Nugent, Easy Star, and Little Ben. Then Alan Song, Running Fly. It's a furlong to go. Not easy. Mount Nugent, Easy Star, Little Ben, and Alan Song.
Go on, here he comes. Here he
Little
comes.
Ben and Alan Song. Phyllis on the outside. Not easy for Little Ben, Alan Song, and Mount Nugent. Ben and Alan Song.
That's smoke, that is! Fire! Fire!
Young Lofty. We have the SP at Brighton.
Get the fire brigade! Get moving! Get the fire
On the Plan C?
Yes.
Well, you can count me out, Maggie. I've had enough.
Oh, OK, I want to go back to the office and we'll drop you off on the way.
No, I'll stick around, because when you finally realise what a fool you've made of yourself, you'll need somebody to rub your nose in it.
Well, it won't be you. If you're right, I'll never forgive you.
Daddy, I think you should stay indoors.
Oh, that's what I've told him.
I believe I'll go for a canter, if you don't mind.
You've always told me that the only people who know how to command are those who also know how to obey when it's necessary. If you've been misinforming me all my life...
Oh, John.
He's got to admit that his spine has totally defeated us. It's our comeuppance. Yeah. Cheers.
Are you still absolutely sure that Griffiths is a con man?
I bet my endowment policy on it, with accrued bonuses.
Fred?
What?
Can I borrow a couple of your brothers?
Which ones?
Doesn't matter.
What for?
Something dodgy.
That sounds like Jack and Ivor. I'll give him a bell.
Ah.
Thank you, darling.
Daddy, you must cancel that inspection tomorrow.
Why?
Because I have a nasty hunch.
You have to do better than that.
I can't. I mean, I haven't the proof. And even if I had, you'd never believe me. I can hardly believe it myself. It's galactic.
What?
Far out.
What?
Never mind. Just don't go to the parade tomorrow.
I shall be there on the dot.
So you're on then.
Try keeping me away.
James, you are ace. Look, when Daddy gets out of the car, I'll stick close to him. I'll have my gun in my handbag. You flatten out on a roof somewhere with a rifle and cover the approaches. That way, if anyone does try anything, we'll have them braced. What do you think?
I think you should have been in the army.
And we have the betting item for the
Everybody against the wall!
stakes.
Move or I'll blow your head off!
92.
You! Open the safe! Don't try to be a hero.
Let him go. I'm gonna shoot.
Thank you, Mr. Griffiths.
So I was wrong.
Now that I can forgive.
I still don't approve of your methods.
Well, sometimes you have to cut corners. It's one of the advantages of not being a copper anymore.
You should have stayed in the force.
Why?
At least you were accountable to somebody.
And Griffiths would have got away with it.
So? Without me, you turn into a right fascist. Let's get back. I'll show you the error of your ways.
Oh, you're wonderful when you're angry.
General! Salute! Present! Up!
Good morning, sir. 85-1, senior NCO's course reports and ready for your inspection. May I have your permission to order arms, sir, please?
Thank you, Staff. Carry out.
worked it out then. Mtoto wa Kanari. 3 words, not 2.
Name at all. Swahili for son of the colonel. Why? What did my father ever do to the legendary Colonel Latchmere?
Zania War. Your father ordered mine to hold out till death. Precisely what he did. He was a fantastic man. In his prime.
It's hideous, but that's soldiering, James.
So was this. Don't have to wear a uniform now, you know.